action on EA Sports. I'm Ed Cohen. Great to be joined by Jay Williams. Should be a terrific game here tonight. From AT&T Center in San Antonio. Tonight, the San Antonio Spurs play host to the Golden State Warriors. Won by the San Antonio Spurs. Jay coinciding with Tim Duncan being taken #1 in 1997. 21 straight years the Spurs have made the playoffs. Last year, as tough as any for them to crack the top 8.
And when this team didn't get Kawhi Leonard back, I thought there was no way that they would make the playoffs. And for this team to finish one of the 7 teams vying for 6 spots, that goes to show you how talented of a coach Greg Popovich is. And at the beginning of the year, Ed, I told you without Leonard on the court, that a lineup of Paul Gasol, LaMarcus Aldridge, Rudy Gay, DeJounte Murray, Manu Ginobili, Tony Parker, and Kyle Anderson would be the 7th seed in the West and make the playoffs. Would you have believed me?
It takes a great conductor. Looking to take this all the way. Almost, and he's not getting the call.
And one of the most underrated things in this game is quick lateral speed. Good job by utilizing that speed and taking away the lane.
San Antonio ball. End to end on that one. 94 feet for the basket.
Oh, man, you're not supposed to be able to do that with that size. But in today's game, dexterity and mobility are off the charts for bigs.
To Green. From the painted area, won't go. Got a piece of...
Oh, and he can't keep it in off the block.
Man, that was impressive.
And physicality is your friend. Don't let these guys get any easy ones down low. Make them look at the refs, wondering where the foul was every time.
Durant. Looking for his man. Flushes down the slam. Jay, no question. There's an unspoken bond there.
Just on the same wavelength. And how about this? Sometimes a bad pass is a great pass when you have somebody as athletic as that can catch that anywhere and slam it down.
To Durant. Going to launch beyond the arc. Oh, Draymond with the putback slam.
Woo, that's nasty right there. And look, no disrespect to Dwayne Casey of Toronto. I mean Detroit, because he was the coach of the year for Toronto, even though he got fired. But for Greg Popovich to lead this team to 7th place in the Western Conference with 47 wins is beyond me. I do not understand how he is not the coach of the year. When you have a guy like Manu Ginobili, who is older than me, and he's able to lead this team to where they were last year, that says everything you need to know about Pop.
One thing, Jay, you're not 40 years old yet, so that's good. And 2, they had to reinvent how they did things last year. Kawhi Leonard played barely 10 games last season, so they found a way to do it. Then you add DeRozan. I'm so interested to see what this Spurs team is going to be. Yes, you lose Kawhi, but you never really had him last year either. Warriors basketball. To Curry. Durant. To Green. And a whistle.
His timing was a tad bit off.
Cousins. To Curry. Warriors with 4 to shoot. Curry. He engulfed him that time.
Shoot or shoot, period. I don't want to hear any excuses. That's why you're on the floor. You keep doing what you're doing with that superior confidence.
Bad pass there. Warriors have it. Throws it down.
And easy, too. Get back on defense.
Missed it. Almost a foul. They let it go. He'll put it up at the buzzer. We played one at AT&T Center with the Spurs out in front. Jay and I back with more after this. You're watching the NBA on EA Sports. Jay, one quarter down. Both sides getting a feel for where this game is going.
And when both teams are playing at this level, it just continues to reaffirm that I was excited to watch both of these teams play this entire week. It's been a solid game so far, but this has a chance to be a great one down the stretch.
Gets it in the right corner to Durant. Kevin Durant. That's 3 now on 4 shots. Have we ever seen anyone like KD?
Easy answer. No, he's the greatest offensive threat we've ever seen in the game. He has a 7'5" wingspan, and he's doing things that Russell Westbrook does with the ball. We've never seen it before.
A drive, but he can't get it to go.
And you see so many players quit on a play after they were beat the first time, but not him. He stayed on his hip, he fought back, and he made the player miss the shot. That's great defense.
And he's fouled. Good play by the shooter.
You know what? That's even better play by the defender. I like the foul there. Send a message. Nothing easy.
He's going to have to earn it now. And gets both to drop at the line. Jay, DeMar DeRozan fell in love with Toronto as a player and a person. Now, the worst places to go than San Antonio and what they built. But no question, DeRozan's playing with a chip on his shoulder.
He most definitely is, and he will embrace Greg Popovich and also the San Antonio Spurs. But that trade really affected him. And to all the fans out there that said, well, you got a lot of money, who cares? I'm going to read you what DeMar DeRozan said. He said, people say, what are you depressed about? You can buy anything you want. I wish everyone in the world was rich so they would realize money isn't everything. It's about loyalty for DeMar DeRozan.
Golden State at the controls. Curry to Green. Lets it fly from beyond the arc and knocks it down. And Jay, so much better to get that three-point shot than one instead from 22 feet.
Green doesn't need to score to be effective. He's a more skilled Dennis Rodman of this generation. He's an undersized student of the game who can guard positions 1 through 5, a rarity even in today's style. And let me tell you what he's going to do. He's going to disrupt your game plan and probably try to get under your skin. So stay composed and don't go for the bait.
Down low, Boogie. DeMarcus Cousins. He's finally on the board. Makes his first shot. 6'11", 270. That's a massive man. You can make a case there's nobody like him.
There isn't anybody like him in the NBA. He is an absolute bully on the block. Can burrow his way through traffic, make it easy, and also possesses that sweet shooting touch from the outside.
It's Golden State basketball to Curry. Whoa, gets to the rim and they'll count the basket. 2 steps or 5 steps, I don't know, Jay. It looked good. Curry, no doubt, is a transformative player. Some say for the worst. Is there too much of a reliance on the three-point shot at all levels?
No, we're watching the game evolve, and Stephen Curry has been critical in changing the narrative. But I want kids at home to recognize that they see the finished product. They see somebody who makes 1,000 jumpers a day. And I love what Team USA is doing when they talk about removing the three-point line. It's imperative that kids have the right mechanics. If you have the right mechanics, whoa, get that out of here.
Message sent, Jay. Shot from in close, no good. Just inside the arc, at the buzzer, it's good. Just as the horn sounds. Inching a little closer, but still down at the break. First half comes to an end. The Warriors with the lead.
Ed. Let's get right into the action here. The Warriors are up after 2 quarters. And these guys have every reason to feel good about how they scored effectively in that opening half. Great offensive display. Have a look at the leading scores for the Golden State Warriors. The Spurs have dug themselves a bit of a hole after 2 quarters. They've got the break to figure some things out. And trust me, they've got a few things to figure out. Still, it's not like they're totally out of this game. Have a look at the leading scores for the San Antonio Spurs.
First half stats. Player of the half.
Here we go with the top 3 plays from the first half.
Number 2. Number 1.
Fellas, back to you.
Tight game through the first 2 quarters as we resume play here in the third. It's Steph Curry with the rock. To Green. Durant, deep right corner. To Durant. Denied by DeRozan.
Just incredible timing on that swat.
He'll go to the foul line to shoot.
I'm watching the coach's reaction right now, and I'll tell you, he's not going to be happy about that. The game comes down to the micro details. That wasn't a part of the plan right there.
And he connects on the first free throw. For 2 on that trip. 3 titles in 4 years. New arena next year, Jay, in San Francisco. Crazy to think that any of these Warriors would want to go anywhere else.
It's the way they've been leveraging their brand off the court in Silicon Valley. You see guys like Kevin Durant, who have 35 Media, his only media production company, also making a ton of investments. You see Stephen Curry investing in E-Game Sports in the Silicon Valley for a very long time.
Curry into the front court. Leads 5 to Cousins. Shot from the lane won't go. Flushes it home. Man, that was sweet.
It's all about that first step, and it's all about angles. Look at the way he got his shoulders through the angle of the defender. That first step was great, but those shoulders getting through, that was the difference.
Not that. And a putback slam. There's no denying he's a big talent, but he has a large personality.
And his personality gets the best of him at times. When I think about personalities who are able to control their aggression, I think about Marcus Smart, I think about Draymond Green. The biggest key for DeMarcus Cousins, controlling his emotion instead of letting his emotions control him.
Count the basket at the rim.
Did you see the way that dribble freed him up? It created so much space. I did, but the defender didn't.
DeMarcus Cousins for 2. DeMarcus Cousins looking good. 4 for 5.
Can we all just agree that that handle is next level, but that jumper's wet too?
A drive to the basket, but it somehow stays out. And Cousins throwing it down.
And no emotion, just that ice-cold stare. That's a sign of somebody who's here to compete.
Spurs have it. Knocked loose. Rejected by Green.
Ed, that's light work for a guy with his ability.
Inside, he scores. Long heave from three-quarters court. Three-quarters down. The Warriors with the lead. It's the Spurs with the basketball as we begin the fourth quarter. And I think the best way to describe where they stand right now is they're down, but they're not out.
It's a game we used to play in the league all the time. It's called a series of stops. That means get 3 stops in a row. Each game is a game within the game. You get 3 stops in a row, and then another 3 stops in a row, you're right back in this ballgame.
Durant across the timeline. His team on top by 8. He's denied. That's going to get out of bounds. Last touch by DeRozan. Oh, Aldridge up to block it.
You know why? I don't see anybody on the defensive end standing up out of position. I see everybody squatted down, really active with their hands. That's the mentality that will lead you to where you want to go.
Baseline drive. Oh, stolen by the Warriors.
Tonight, it may not cost you, but in a playoff game, it will.
Boogie abusing the rim. Big finish.
Everybody in the building, including myself, thought that pass was going somewhere else. Fool me once? Okay, but you're definitely not fooling me twice.
Blocked away.
Oh, he just blocked that shot out of bounds.
Yeah, they're lucky they get the ball back.
Blocking so many shots only gives your perimeter that much more confidence to really apply more pressure.
To Cousins. Curry. Yes. Or in the case of the defense, not good. Jay, he might be small, but against bigger and more athletic guards, how does he find a way to get it done?
Well, how about this? Last year, he shot 42% from behind the three-point line. That's his second lowest three-point shooting field goal percentage since he's been in the league. That's called first-class problems. And what that does, every time you step your foot over half court with unlimited range, it forces the defense to pick you up even quicker, which allows him way more room to operate on the offensive end.
And Jay, they called the foul.
His timing was a tad bit off.
First foul in the last 2 minutes.
Green to Cousins.
Green.
Finishing inside the paint on that one.
Sometimes when the players find that flow, nobody else needs to touch the ball. He's in a zone by himself.
Right now, San Antonio's possession. Goes to the right side. To DeRozan. DeJounte Murray on a bad pass. Going to be taken away by the Warriors.
You better get back on D. This thing is not over.
The crossover gets inside and the slam dunk.
It can only be one of 2 things here. 1, the defender ran out of gas. Or 2, this dude is just unstoppable.
He's had a good shooting performance, but it doesn't look like it's going to be enough.
Yeah, no one else pretty much helped out. As a coach, I would be irate that nobody helped pick up the slack. Look, 1 man can never beat 5.
And hits the first free throw. Goes 2 for 2. Spurs in possession. Count the basket, and it could have been more. No whistle.
Ooh, he teased me a little bit right there. But see, I like that. That's called a great entertainer. Always leaving me on the edge of my seat.
Curry to Durant. Chance for Cousins. Wide open look, won't go. Here's a chance from long range. Great defense, forcing the miss.
And there's always so much talk about defense. How about offensively? If you continue to attack that shooter, now you're making him work on the defensive end. That makes him take his legs away on the offensive end.
It's the Warriors who get the victory as they win this one handily. That does it. For my partner, Jay Williams, and our entire crew, I'm Ed Cohen. This has been a presentation of the NBA on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. As we say, so long, everyone.
Here we go with the EA Sports post-game wrap-up. The Warriors could not have been more dominant in this game. What really stood out for me is how many times they scored on second effort plays. It takes heart to keep up that kind of execution, and these guys were relentless. What you see here is how the majority of the points were scored for the Golden State Warriors. The Spurs seemed to give up on this game as it got more challenging. My advice for these guys is not to watch any TV tonight, because it's not going to help them forget about this game. Everyone is going to be talking about this one. Check out the leading scores for the San Antonio Spurs.
Game track. Steals. Player of the game.
Day-Day was just amazing in this game. What other word could you use for someone that played the kind of defense that shut down an entire team? Yeah, exactly. Amazing. We handpicked them for you. Here are the top plays.
Number 2. Number 1.
This is what the future holds for the San Antonio Spurs. This has been a presentation of ESPN on EA Sports. Until next time, I'm Jalen Rose, signing off.